Bitcoin dumpage in action. I have come to a point where I can almost use the comments and YouTube video comment sections about Bitcoin. I can use that as my indicator. As goofy as that sounds, I was thinking about before I fire this screen recorder up right here. I'm not here to gloat because this very well could pump back up right now. I was thinking back to a comment I got recently saying you don't ever use indicators and you don't give targets, and you don't show indicators, and all indicators are just a representation of the market sentiment, the psychology of what's going on, right? Now, there's of course indicators out there that you can use that this, say this is likely going to happen, but nothing's perfect. So indicators are all the words of a book, right? The market is the book, and the indicators are just the words that describe the market. So I don't want to go too far off here, but I just want to make this video about how big the dumps have been. I've been following Bitcoin extremely closely since November of 2020. Down here is where I first started getting in and tried to get people in to invest. All through here, I was making Bitcoin hype videos, right? And I had to stop right here with Elon Musk. What that triggered was a market cycle. Market cycles tend to play out. I hate to tell you, but let's get to what I was saying here. I want to measure how big the dumps have been. Let me draw in the CME closure, August 27th. I don't want to explain this every video and bore people. So down in the description, I have a link to my CME Bitcoin dump video, CME closure, the futures closure, the last Friday every month. I have it charted out, January, February, March, April. I have the vertical line every month, every last Friday of the month. We're in the 8th month. The first 7 months, there's been a dump correlating with that futures close every single month. The first 6 months, January through June, it dumped down towards that date and then pumped away from it. July, it pumped up to that date, and then there was a big dump away from it right here. I just want to make this quick little video showing how big these dumps could be. First one, month of January, 32, I'll call it 32%. The first few days, it was 27%. 2 weeks or so, it was 32%. Here's February. Well, apparently it's not going to let me leave those on there. I was wanting to put them all on there at once. That's kind of annoying. Why doesn't it stay on there? February, 26.6%. March, 19%. February is actually the one I want to key in on in this video right now, because if Bitcoin were to dump down to the CME closure before or to the Friday, there's only 1 month where it only did that, where it did it real late in the month. February only has 28 days, so technically it started February 22nd, and in just 2 days it went down 22%, and then about a week it went down 25%. The good news about this is every dump ends with a pump, right? Every dump so far has ended with a pump. Keep that in mind. So where was I? March, 18%. In 2 days, it went down 14%. 3 days, about 15%. 2 weeks or so, about 19%. There it is. You can see that one. April was a doozy. April, in 1, 2, 3, 4 days, it dumped 23.5%. In about 10 days, give or take. I'm not counting these accurately to the dot, but you see what I'm doing. 27.7%. These are the ones, the first 6 dump down to this vertical blue line right here. See that? Hold your horses. Watch the whole video. See what I'm saying here real quick. May, in just a couple days, 23.8%. 10 days, give or take. You can go about, count the exact days if you want. 50.7%. 50.7% dumpage. There was only a small pump from here, and it actually started dumping from that point down for the next over a month, 2 months or so. I consider this basically, this whole thing, a dump. With the exception of here, where it pumped up the middle of June, leading down to the next CME closure in just about 5 or 6 days, 30.8% dump. In just a matter of 3 or 4 days, it dumped about 17.5%. It dumped 30.6% before it pumped. I actually consider this whole thing here to be a dump, right? I consider this whole thing to be a dump, and I'm pretty sure it was trying to come down here to play out a cycle. But you can watch my past videos. I don't want to get into that. Billionaires causing fake pumps that are going to ruin tons of people, and they don't know it. Okay, let's see, where was it? It's June. Okay, so here's the outlier, right? July's the outlier. July pumped up to the CME closure for a 45% pumpage. July 30th, I think, was the closure. So let's this is the where it reversed from the first 6 months, right? Pumped up to the futures close. So all 7 months this year, the futures close has produced some sort of dumpage, whether it's leading into it or leading away from it. This was about 12.5% dumpage. I actually called this one on the nose, July 30th, before it happened. I know people have a tendency to think I'm constantly calling dumps, but if you actually go through my homepage and look at my videos, I'm actually calling these major dumps literally on the dot. If you actually listen to the whole video. Now the good news is, see this, even though this is a trend reversal where it pumps into the closer and then dumps away from it, that dump actually produces a pump away from it. So every CME futures closure is producing a dump and then a pump away. So here it is, right? I wish I could leave all those measure boxes on there, but 30. So what was on average, if it were to keep dumping to Friday? Let's say it started dumping here at 49,500 on August 24th. Let's just put a measure box here. What was the smallest one? Last one, 12%. So I'm not saying it's going to dump right now. What if it pumps up, right? What if it turns around and this is just a trap to trap people that are saying what I'm saying right now? That could still happen. What if it pumps back up to 51,000? And then after Friday, there's a dump, right? After Friday out here, there's a dump. What would 12% look like? You know, that brings us down like 44,000, get ballpark. So, you know, if it was a big one, if it was a 30% one like I showed, that would take us to 35,000. What would a 50% dump look like from here? That would take us down to 25,000. I've mentioned the number 25,000 in recent videos. Bitcoin, just this market, when bubbles pop, and that's what happened here when Elon Musk popped the bubble. Don't get caught up in the language. When that happens, cycles generally want to play out. This is manipulation as far as I'm concerned since the third week of July. But market cycles, the free markets have a tendency to find the truth, right? Find, like water running down a hill, it's going to find the way regardless of what stands in its way. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not guaranteeing anything. No one in their right mind can analyze this and say this is going to happen for sure, right? That'd be a fool saying that. So let's say Tuesday, August 24th, we started a dump. Leading into the Friday closure, a 12% dump would be 12.5% dump would put us at about 43,500. Now there is a strong support here at 44,000. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The smallest dump we've seen so far is about 12.5%, and that would put us right at that 44,000 support with a little wick below it. 44,000 has been a nice support lately since basically since the start of August, the first week of August. Okay, so say we were going to dump down to what was about say it was a 30%. Let's say it was a 20% dump to Friday. We'd be looking at about $40,000 Bitcoin. Now here's a magical place, 37,300, give or take. We would set a lower low from this pump that we're in, regardless if you believe this is a real pump or a fake pump, regardless of what you believe. If it sets a lower low below 37,000, say 200, watch the 37,000 level. If it goes below there, watch out, folks. Watch out. That would be 25% dump. Will put us at 37,000. See this low here, August 5th. You don't want to come below there. That's bad. Then let's say a 30% would put us at 34,000. Let's just say 35,000 would be 30%, and 40% dump would put us. Look at that, 40% dump will put us at 29,800, right there where we've tested since late May, since May 20th or so. We've tested 29,800. We've tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 5, 6 times. So the more times you test something, the more likely it is to break. I'm not saying this is coming down here right now, but just ballpark, if you want to look out into here to the future for the next 30 days, Bitcoin's not set. It doesn't have to follow this rule. It could dump down to the CME closer, and then it could dump again. It doesn't have to dump down to it and then pump away from it. That's not set in stone. That's just the trend. That's just what it's been doing the first 6 months of this year, and then the 7th month it pumped up to it and dumped away from it. So this is just something to keep an eye on and watch. A 50% dump here would put us, like I said earlier, at 25,000. I see comments saying I'm a bear and I have a bias. Actually, on my other channel, my VidVulture channel, way back here. Now get this, if you're still watching my video, if you care to actually listen to what I'm saying, get this, folks. Back here, I told people on my VidVulture channel, right in through here, the first 100 people that made a comment saying they invested $10 in Bitcoin, if Bitcoin doesn't double from, I think it was like right about 36, we'll just say 36 for easy sake, at 36,000, I said, if Bitcoin doesn't double, I'll give you $10. I'll send you $10 if Bitcoin doesn't double from 36K in the year 2021. So that would be 72,000, which would be way up here at the top of the chart, right? We're not even anywhere, didn't even come close to it. And then I said, the next 100 commenters, I'll give you $10 if Bitcoin doesn't, if you invest $10 at Bitcoin at 36,000, if Bitcoin doesn't triple from 36,000, the next 100 commenters, I'll give you $10, right? So that would be about 108,000. If Bitcoin doesn't go to 108,000 this year, I owe people $10 that took me up on that. So that should tell you something with my analysis I'm giving out, right? I'm gonna speak about what I think is reality, right? So if Bitcoin doesn't go to $72,000, I owe people money. If Bitcoin doesn't go to $108,000 in 2021, I owe people money. And here I am talking about, I think Bitcoin wants to come down to $25,000, right? At least come down to test that 29, 30,000 again. I'm talking about Bitcoin here. I have very little doubt in my mind that this was a bubble popped by Elon Musk, that this was trying to play out, right? It was trying to play out a cycle. that builds momentum, and then we go back into another big pump, right? This I think is just leverage. I think this is a lot of leverage and a lot of hype and a lot of new people that don't understand what's going on. Now, as a good analyst would tell you, I could be wrong. Could be wrong. This is basically just stuff for your toolbox. This is for your mental toolbox. As I make this video, we're down into 47,000s, right? This is for your mental toolbox of knowledge. Educate yourself. I hope you enjoyed this. As always, thanks for watching.